Here's a short story that just goes to show just how easily a girlfriend, a wife can throw away a husband or boyfriend like he meant nothing. And sometimes in a situation like this, a guy should actually, instead of being heartbroken and sad, should rejoice the fact that he is now getting away from this a-hole and she can be somebody else's problem. This guy here is seeing those true colors. And the way I see it, he should be rejoicing, he just doesn't know yet. Titled, 15 Days After Finding Out, or So I Thought. And a shout out to Dan for sending in this story. He says here, 12 years, one son, one angel. She ain't no angel, or she's a dark angel. So I just found out that my ex-girlfriend, or my now ex-girlfriend of 12 years, and I, who share an 8-year-old son, had an affair with a guy that she met at her workplace. It's been going on for supposedly 2 weeks, but I think it's 4.5 weeks now. She was telling her female friend that they already went on a date and they were planning on doing more, and she gets excited to go to work because she sees him and accepted extra shifts so she can see him more. She says she was going to go fall in love with him because they text all the time. We don't live together. She even mentioned that she has to act fragile because she's in a toxic relationship with me, and not make it obvious that she's flirty and naughty because they are still in the getting to know each other stage. She also mentioned that she plans to introduce him to our son pretty soon. The guy makes twice as much as I earn, and that's why she looks down on me. Our son was clueless about this. There you go. He's been with her for 12 years, and they're not married. What does that say? They have a kid together, 12 years, they're not married. Obviously, she's just waiting for somebody better. And when she finds the guy that likes her, that makes more money than this guy, goodbye. When I found out everything, I decided to go talk to her and the family. Her family. I showed them the messages. She was on the other side of the house, so the mom went to get her. When asked about the messages, she said that they were only texting. And as for the date, she denied it and said it was only a joke to her female friend. Now she's lying to her parents. All throughout the argument, she was laughing as if she was mocking me and she was just disrespecting me. She was not even paying attention sometimes. She was not remorseful at all. She even said, sorry, not sorry. And even if everybody will hate her, she doesn't care as long as she is happy. She gaslit me and blamed me for my wrongdoings that led to her cheating. The grin on her face and the disrespect was too much, all unfolded in front of our son. There you go. Now, a guy who invested 12 years of his life, obviously hurt by this and baffled, but this is a situation when somebody's such a jerk, you should actually be like, you know what? Fine. Adios. You're his you're his problem. You're not my problem anymore. Disrespect, there's lots of levels of disrespect. But one of the worst forms of disrespect can be public disrespect. They do it to you outside when people watching, or your own kid. Now probably the reason she gets away with this is because this guy's been a pushover the whole time. And she's just waiting for her moment to monkey branch to somebody who makes more money, high value guy, if you will, higher value guy. There you go. She broke up with me 2 days prior to D-Day, and she tried to tell me that I ruined her life and traumatized her, but I had the gut feeling, so I decided to investigate and had to find out in an ugly way. Again, you see how she's putting all the blame on him? This way she doesn't have to feel bad or be accountable for cheating, because it's all his fault. That's what they do. So here I am 15 days after finding out. My emotions are still all over the place. It's been a roller coaster ride of emotions. I still think of her all the time. I ruminate, I obsess, and I let the intrusive thoughts in. I always think of her all the time. I think of her and the guy and what they are doing. I also picture them doing things we used to do, specifically the intimate ones, down to the tiniest detail. Dude, the way she's treating you, I guarantee you, she's doing way more with this guy. I can't begin to imagine what she's going to do with this guy just to spite you. Guaranteed. And to rope him in because he makes double the money you did. But I guarantee you, once that guy puts a ring on her finger, she ain't going to do that anymore, and she'll be cheating on him. Guaranteed. I also started to question myself if I was to blame. And if I only did things differently, would she still be here? If you made more money, maybe she'd still be here. Would she still be cheating on you? I'm already journaling and trying to find new hobbies and try to distract myself. It does not help that we have the same job and work for the same company. Oh, God. Well, go to HR. Go to HR about this guy and her in the workplace. I'm sure that could be fun. A small part of me wants to reconcile, but I know she's happy right now with her affair partner. Smack! Why would you want to reconcile when somebody treats you like that and cheat on you? Really, dude? And I want to hear because you have a kid together. You're not married. Count your blessings. This will be an easier exit strategy. I admit that our relationship was never perfect, and we had some conflicts and misunderstandings and some petty fights. You think? We only had one major fight, and that caused her and my son to move out from the place we live and go back to her parents' house. That sounds like a pretty big fight to me. Sorry, I just felt I needed to let it out. Now to his updates. Something just crossed my mind after my son mentioned something this weekend about my ex-girlfriend calling and FaceTiming with her quote-unquote workmate. My son told me that the name registered was L. A few months ago, in August or October, back when my ex-girlfriend and my son came for a sleepover, somebody named L texted her in the middle of the night and just said, "I just want you to know that you're really attractive and I really like you. I'm going to be professional and I'm going to stay in my lane." I thought this was just her lesbian coworker, and she just told me maybe she was just drunk and she'll talk about it. Looking back at it, I've already connected the pieces. They might have been in contact months prior, but did not get really serious until the last 2 weeks. So this is, like I said, a different type of story. It's unhappy. It sucks. But the point is, guys, is that there is a point where the treatment of you by a girlfriend or wife is so bad, even though you dedicated so much time, you built a family, there's a point it's like, you shouldn't be mourning the loss of this a-hole. You should be celebrating, saying, "Hey, you know what? You're such a jackass. You treat me like this. Goodbye." Now, I can obviously understand because they have a kid together, and obviously there's going to be dealing with that, and she'll probably try to make things difficult with the kid, and he's got to handle it the right way. But you can never, ever tolerate someone that treats you like... nobody that treats you like this cares about you. She doesn't care about him. And after 12 years they're together, I mean, believe me, women who really love their guy, there's a point they want to have a rock put on their finger. They've been together for 12 years, have a kid. No, she doesn't care. She's just waiting around for somebody else, somebody better to come along here. So what this guy can do is get a lawyer to work on the custody issues and obviously payments and stuff like that, because he's going to have to pay, and get it down official, because you don't want it just to be a verbal agreement in terms of what he's paying her every month, because probably the kid's going to stay with her a chunk of the time. No, get a lawyer. Handle the custody things. Handle the payments. Get it down. That way it can't be disputed in time, or at least it'll make things less difficult. And get the hell away from her. They work together. One could say he could get HR involved, but then again, all she has to do is put on the act, and HR is usually women. That could backfire. I don't know. Maybe it might be time that at least one of them they're no longer working together, but we'll see. So anyhow, guys, if this is you, and it gets that bad, don't be depressed. Don't be obsessed. Rejoice. You're free. Get away from these a-hole, because guess what? She'll be somebody else's problem. And I guarantee you, given her behavior, if that guy's knowingly hooking up with a woman who's with a guy, and obviously he does, guess what? It's only a matter of time she'll cheat on him too. Can't stress that enough. So guys, if that's you, rejoice at your breakup. Don't cry over it.